Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday to you. Wow, that's off-centered. Let's just go a little bit this direction. There we go. Region weather meteorologist Matt Wintz with you. And I hope you guys are enjoying this best time of the year. We are right before Thanksgiving week. Everyone preparing and trying to stretch things out in terms of snacking so that they can fit more food in on Thursday or whatever day you happen to be celebrating Thanksgiving. But it's definitely an exciting time of year. And it's exciting weather-wise as well. So we'll dive into the forecast. We've got a very active week, as we've been talking about, with multiple storm systems coming out into the plains. Arctic air is going to unlock in a big way. We had a post, I believe it was last Monday, about this Arctic unlock of air. And boy, it's going to get cold around here, even by January standards. So we'll talk about that. We've got winter that's definitely going to show up this week. It's going to be very, very chilly around here, especially by this time next week and then thereon, as we're looking at the 10 to 20 day range here. Okay. All right. So bear with me here. In the forecast, there's not a lot of good news if you like warm weather, but we've got some powder coming our way as well. So we'll talk about that. All right. I want to quickly thank our sponsors. They're amazing guys. They're all local businesses. And I know every single person, all the owners for these businesses, and they're all just wonderful people. Just very blessed to have them support me. And in turn, I support them as well. So I want to start with Minogue.life. That's Michael Minogue. He's a wonderful guy. He knows the world of life insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, all that confusing stuff. He knows that inside and out. And if you picked a plan by phone or maybe online, you may not be aware of all the coverage that you have. So he'd be happy to review your coverage with anybody that needs it, to help you understand what you have in terms of coverage, because there's a lot of things you're probably not even using that you should. So if you have any questions about your current coverage, again, Minogue.life is the website. That's the place to go. TigerPlumbing.net, our local plumbers, they're wonderful. We love them. You love them. You've had so many people that have reached out to me over the last couple of years and said, listen, Tiger Plumbing's legit. They're awesome. You can schedule on mobile, right? You can take a picture of your problem if water's leaking or if you have toilet issue, whatever it is, take a picture of it or a video. You can send that to them in the app. That the way they know what they're getting up for, right? And they come out for free to analyze any problems, which is great. TigerPlumbing.net, place to go there. All right, Kate Cusack for Ruoff Mortgage. She wants to be your local lender for all your mortgage needs. If you're looking to purchase a new home, perhaps your first home or dream home, rates are starting to come down, right? You could also be looking to refinance if you've been locked into a higher rate for a while. Kate will guide and support you every single step of the way. It's Kate Cusack Home Loan Girl on Facebook. So Kate Cusack Home Loan Girl, or you can call or text her within reasonable hours, 219-775-6645. Grieger's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Valparaiso, they've been serving the region for decades. They're amazing business as well. They've got brand new Jeeps ready to go, and they look good. Four-wheel drive is going to be pretty good next couple of weeks as well. Grieger's, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Valparaiso. PSA, that's our public service adjusters. If you have an insurance claim, don't go to your insurance company first. Why would you do that? That's what you were taught to do, right? Go to publicserviceadjusting.com. It's all local licensed insured adjusters right from here in Northwest Indiana. Wonderful moms and dads in the region. And what they'll do with your insurance claim, they'll come out, they'll take pictures of the problem, whatever it is. They will submit everything that you need to your insurance company. You don't have to do any of it. And they'll deal with the whole process. And they'll get you more money than what you'd get on your own. They get you what you deserve, and everyone raves about them that uses them. 5-star reviews across the board. Publicserviceadjusting.com. Finally, last but not least, Meals on Wheels of Northwest Indiana. Faith is looking for volunteers. So, guys, this is that time of year to be a bit thankful for things, right? A lot of people don't have meals, all right? And that's where Meals on Wheels comes in. And this is where you come in. They need volunteers to deliver the meals. That's it. You just have to drive. You get to hand off a meal to folks and watch them smile and thank you, and you get to have a conversation if you want, or just drop off the meal, whatever it is. They need some help with that. Call Faith if you have some extra time on your hands. 219-756-3663 is the number to call. All right. And I said last but not least, but we've got another one, FBIbuildings.com. They've done over 20,000 pole barn constructions and reconstructions in the Midwest over the last couple of years. They're amazing. They do great work. So if you're looking to have a pole barn structure either renovated that someone else did, or you're looking to have one built for your commercial business or perhaps residential on your property, FBI Buildings is the place to go. It's FBIbuildings.com. All right, let's dive into the forecast. Who are our early birds here tonight? On this Sunday, we've got Ethan with us on our YouTube channel. Hi there, Ethan. Mary's with us as well. Mary, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Rhonda, thanks for joining us. Always good to have you, Rhonda. Jeff's with us as well. He says, bring on the snow, and then not to be followed. Very quick. Actually, it was a second later. Tyler says, same thing. Bring on the snow. Tyler, you and Jeff are on the same page. Susan's with us tonight. We've got Elisa here. Chris is with us. Wendy says, Thanksgiving snowstorm. Let's talk about it, Wendy. We've got Matt with us as well. Good evening, Matt. Thanks for joining us. And Victor's with us on our YouTube channel. Steven's with us as well. Maxwell and Dot. Hi, Dot. Thanks for joining us tonight. There we go. And Tom says, lawn cut, gas drain for mower. Will the snow be so heavy I need to get my snowblower gassed up? I don't think so, Tom. We'll see here in the forecast. Sarah's with us. Susan, Gail, Brenda, Jackie, Amanda, Isaac. Thanks for joining us, buddy, on our YouTube channel. I appreciate you. And Jay says, cold air is a coming. All right. I think I got everyone. Those are all of our early birds here on tonight. Okay. Diving into the forecast, active pattern taking shape this week. You've got a lot of plans. You're traveling, Thanksgiving, all that stuff. We get it. All right, big system coming out of the plains right now. There's a good push with this, but this system's actually moving so fast that it's not going to gather Gulf of Mexico moisture in time for us to get a big storm system out of this, okay? So we're not too concerned with this. I'll talk about this firsthand, though. And then off the West Coast, another system digging in. This one's going to bring good amounts of mountain snow to the Wasatch, to the Front Range of the Rockies. They're going to get a lot of snow, and that's the system that is going to head through our area and the northeastern United States for Thanksgiving. All right, so two systems on the map right now. The first one first, we've got some drizzle out there now. We're going to have some light rain showers overnight. It's going to be kind of a wet commute tomorrow morning. Not expecting washout or anything like that, but rain will be around, just kind of damp. Okay, the way it goes right now. And that's the system trying to start to get some Gulf of Mexico moisture, right? This system is key, the one that goes by tomorrow, for setting us up the rest of the week and setting up this pattern change to even a colder pattern, all right, than what we've got right now with the 40s. And so this goes by with some showers throughout the day tomorrow, just some lingering showers possible, really all the way through afternoon into late evening as that goes by. But you notice all the arrows here, we get a wind shift behind it. This is bringing in colder air. So we're going to turn colder tomorrow, late evening into tomorrow night, and Tuesday is going to be a cooler day as well. So cool. In fact, I want to show you temperatures, which I usually don't show on this map, but you can see how we warm up nicely out ahead of it. Should make it in the low 50s tomorrow with those showers around. It will be a little breezy. The wind's going to back off as the low heads over us. It's kind of like the eye of a hurricane, except for much bigger. So our wind's going to back off just a little bit, and then the wind will become quite gusty again tomorrow afternoon and evening, and that's that cold air blowing in. So pretty breezy day tomorrow. Temperatures, you can see this is early afternoon. We're going from near 50, and then we're falling back into the evening into the 30s, eventually into maybe upper 20s, low 30-degree range tomorrow night. All right, and you can see what happens here. We've got nothing but kind of chilly winter-like air that settles in behind this front across the Great Lakes. All right. Why is that key? Because we're going to bring more storm systems into that, and that would produce snow rather than rain. Okay. We're setting the stage for the precip types later this week. I just want to show this. This is current temperatures right now. Actually, these are current feels like temperatures because that's really what matters. Look at this pool of cold air. There's Arctic air that came from the North Pole and got displaced into Canada and Russia, and that has come over into southern Canada and it's ready to come into the U.S. We highlighted this, I think 2 weeks ago, we talked about that, how if we were going to get cold, we had to have cold air unlock into Western Canada, and we were seeing it, I believe, 2 weeks ago on the modeling. We didn't really touch on it last week. We looked at it, but we didn't touch on kind of the setup for it. So that cold air is in Western Canada now, and it just takes a series of cold fronts to come through here and bring that cold air in here, okay? So that's what we've got. So we've got really cold air. In fact, these are wind chill values in the minus 10, minus 20 to minus even 30 at times range. There's some really cold air getting set to head our way, all right? So cold that it's going to go below average, all right? This map right here, I know there's lots of bright colors, but I want to kind of hit my point here on this cold. This is above and below average, okay? So reds, and then the darker red, that's how far above average you are. So once you get into these deep reds, you're 10 degrees above average. And then these greens are anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees below average. These pinks and purples you see here, these are 20 to 30 degrees below average. Watch how this cold air comes in. I'm going to take it through time. Here's tomorrow, nice and warm, low 50s, right? And then we go into Tuesday. We're going to be just slightly below average by a few degrees. I mean, it's going to be chilly. I've got us in the 30s on Tuesday. And then watch this cold air, all right? This is the second hit that comes in. Look at how far below average a lot of these places are in southern Canada. I mean, 20 to 30 degrees below. A lot of the U.S. is going to be cold. This is Thanksgiving into Friday, anywhere between 5 and 15 degrees below average across much of the country. And watch how this sticks around. This is Saturday. This is Sunday. Let me go to a different model run here. This is Sunday right here. I mean, we're getting cold across the Great Lakes in the eastern U.S., and it just keeps coming. Here's Monday into Tuesday. Some portions of our region could be 20 degrees below average. This is December 4th, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we finally get a little warm up out ahead of another front, which looks to bring even colder air in here the 8th and the 9th, where we could go 20 to 30 degrees below average if that verifies. That's getting into fantasy land. But you get the idea. We've got some really cold air coming our way. And this is a sign of kind of what we've talked about, where winter, it hasn't hit the last 3 or 4 years. And if we got any cold air in that El Nino pattern, it would last for like a day or two. We get snow and then it would melt with rain. We get snow, it would melt with rain. We had no long lasting cold like the good old days, as a lot of people will say, which is true. And it looks like we get a really good shot of some long lasting cold. Maybe a week and a half worth at least as we go into the month of December. So pretty incredible stuff here, how we stay locked into this pattern. All right, I want to take, this is going to be our forecasting portion of this, okay? We're going to do weather maps, okay? I know a lot of you are traveling, some of you further than others, some of you staying at home. So I'm going to keep the view national, and I'll help explain kind of what I'm seeing on our local forecast for those of us that are staying here at home. But those that are traveling, I want to show you the map as well, okay? Because I know obviously that's important in terms of airport delays and even traveling if you're going to get a head start sometime, okay? All right, so we're going to do maps. Then we'll talk temperatures, all right, as we go through time. And then we'll talk snowfall. That's how we're going to kind of line this up, all right? And then we'll answer questions, whatever you guys have, okay? All right, so here we go. This is our storm system moves by tomorrow with some showers, all right? No big deal. Really not a big deal for much of the country with this one, all right? So if you've got travel plans tomorrow, perhaps you're getting up to grandma's house tomorrow or even Tuesday, this system isn't too big of a deal, all right? It heads out towards the northeastern United States with some showers, some rain, snow mix in northern New England. Not much lake effect behind this either. There's not enough of a fetch or a flow across the lakes at last, okay? So we're okay. Tomorrow we've got showers, but we're okay in terms of big, impactful storm systems. By tomorrow night and Tuesday, those are good travel days. Tuesday doesn't look bad at all to travel, all right? And I know a lot of people traveling Tuesday, okay? So Tuesday looks okay. It's going to be colder, but I do think we'll have some sunshine breaking out. That'll be nice after some cloudy days. If you do have travel plans Tuesday, and for some reason, you guys go all over the place. We all do, right? If you're heading to the Rockies, all right, this is that storm system that I talked about off the coast of California. This is going to produce several feet of snow in the Rockies, the Wasatch, as I mentioned, and even the Sierra Nevadas, anywhere from 3 to 4, maybe 5 feet of snow in spots where it's really ringing out in the mountains. This is a good snowstorm for them out west in what has been just an incredible ski season so far. So if you have a ski trip planned, which that's not a bad idea out west, boy, they're just going to be living it up. And you will be too if you're heading out there. But just know that there's going to be some problems out there, all right? Traveling to Seattle, Portland, I'm not going to cover every city, but if you are, you're okay. This is some south of there. All right, here we go into Wednesday. So this low that's producing the snow in the plains is going to head out into the southern plains and the central plains, all right? It's going to start to gather Gulf of Mexico moisture. Already has plenty of Pacific moisture with it. And as this system gets going, this is Wednesday now, okay? This is Wednesday afternoon. Here's our most popular travel time, right? After work Wednesday, perhaps knocking off a few hours early. We're going to have some showers developing across the Ohio Valley. But at this point, it's rain. It's going to be a really cold rain, but it looks to be rain at this point, okay? And this isn't going to be a huge system. We'll have a little bit of wind with it, but it's not going to be anything that slows you down on area roadways. The traffic is what's going to slow you down, okay? But as the system heads east on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, it'll start to deepen a little bit, all right? And for us here locally, I've come through all the models. I've done the last couple model runs. This doesn't look to be too impactful of a storm for us here in Northwest Indiana, all right? We'll probably have some rain that changes with or mixes over to some snow on Thanksgiving as it's heading on out. We're going to be locked into the clouds with this. Our wind's going to start to turn out of the north, so temperatures are going to start to fall. But if you have travel plans on Wednesday into Thursday, Thanksgiving itself, east, that's where we may encounter some pockets of wet snow mixing in with this as you head over towards Michigan, eastern Indiana, and Ohio. All right. There'll be some wind with this as well. This is going to produce a gusty wind, nothing crazy, but still some gusty wind around. All right. That heads out, and where the impacts of this storm system are going to be is Pennsylvania, New York, and interior New England. All right. This is where the snow is really going to start to pile up, and there's going to be wind with it as well. This is Thanksgiving Day that I'm showing you right here. We'll still have some lingering showers and probably lake effect clouds around, maybe some flurries mixed into those showers and areas of drizzle. Not the best of days, but not the worst of days either. It's been a lot worse, right? The big story for us is cold air is going to be working in Thanksgiving Day. All right. It's going to be notably colder. This system gets going out east, and watch this pattern that sets up. This is Friday now. This cold air will continue to dive across the Great Lakes. There's a low pressure here, but there's a general low pressure up towards the Hudson Bay. And so you see all these lines, these are isobars. They're going to be pointed at us from either the northwest, the north, or the west over the course of the next probably 10 to 15 days beyond this. All right. And that means cold air is going to be rushing across the lakes. So as we head on into Friday, we're going to turn on the lake effect snow machine. And I don't see it turning off for a long time. For us here locally, it looks to be more of a northwesterly fetch. This low pressure out towards New England is going to be pushing out. All right. So that will take our normal northwest fetch, which would bring snow into LaPorte County, maybe even eastern Porter County. Because that low is pulling away, it's going to kind of pull any snow bands up into Michigan as it looks right now. So I don't see a lot of lake effect snow for Porter County on Friday. LaPorte County, you could start to get some snow showers, some lake effect snow showers. Bulk to me looks to be in Michigan with this flow. That's something to watch, though. So everyone at home, in terms of what there are the takeaways from the storm systems coming in, Thursday, Thanksgiving itself, it doesn't look to be too impactful locally. All right. It will be out east. Okay. We'll have some rain moving in Wednesday night into Thursday, may start to mix with some snow before it pulls on out. Okay. But the big takeaway from this is that we have colder air moving in here by Thursday night and Friday, and that's going to kickstart lake effect. So you know how lake effect is. If you're traveling the toll road out east by South Bend, they'll likely have some lake effect snow going on Friday. It's going to be confined to the Great Lakes, I-80, I-90 in Ohio up towards Buffalo. We're likely to get some heavier snow with that as well. But outside of that, I could see some general flurries, just cold and blustery. Okay. All right. As we go into Friday night and Saturday, we get some kind of, and the GFS is picking up on this too, looks kind of like a clipper system that's coming in from the west. All right. This would be an Alberta clipper. It looks to form over in Alberta. There's not a ton of moisture with it, but these are the ones we need to keep an eye on because they can put down a quick inch of snow and kick up the winds a little bit. So that looks to move in sometime Saturday afternoon. All right. Looks to breeze through with maybe some snow showers. And that could book down a quick half an inch to an inch, depending on the track of it. We'll see if that holds in future model runs. Once that goes by, what clipper systems do is they often reinforce the cold air. They kind of have a temporary break from the cold and then they drag more in. And boy, does it look to. By Saturday night into Sunday, we've got a strong northwest wind. Lake effect's going crazy again. May get into LaPorte County on that one. We'll see. But either way, it's getting just bone-chilling cold around here. And then we have another clipper system that comes in here Monday into Tuesday next week. And what does that do? Well, it just reinforces our cold air again, so we don't get out of it. So it looks like Tuesday into Wednesday, we get another shot of cold. Wednesday into Thursday, the Euro has another clipper system moving through. None of these have a ton of snow with it. They're all just bringing gusty winds and some kind of reinforcing cold air. All right, this is Thursday. We're now getting into fantasy land in terms of the models. But you can see how this is December 6th, Friday. Another system, a bigger one, comes across the Great Lakes. That would drag even colder air with it. And the lake effect snow machine still going by the following Sunday. And we're just locked into this freezing cold pattern across the Great Lakes with these periodic light snow chances. The one thing in this pattern that we're not going to see as it looks right now is a connection with the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, that's how we get snow storms around here outside of really heavy lake effect, right? That can add up. But in terms of snow storms that bring area-wide heavy snow, I don't see that right now with this northwest flow. It's essentially going to cut off the Gulf. Everything's going to be coming at us. It comes out of the Pacific, heads up into Canada with some moisture, comes south with some moisture, but I don't see any huge snows outside of lake effect, okay? Cold is really going to take over from there, all right? So that's kind of the setup. The models all fairly in agreement in terms of they all agree the cold air is coming and that's going to stick around. But in terms of how these systems develop, especially even the Thanksgiving one, some of them are a little bit more relaxed on it. The Euro's kind of right in line with what I think is going to happen. But overall, there's good agreement in the models between kind of what's going to happen in my mind. All right. Here are temperatures. All right. This is the national blend of models. So this takes all the models or most of the major ones, blends them together and takes kind of an average. So this is your safest bet in terms of temps. Enjoy tomorrow. All right. I got us at 54. Enjoy it because that's going to be the warmest day for quite some time. All right. We get back into the 30s Tuesday, little mild air out ahead of that Thanksgiving system as it gets going. And then we just turn cold. I mean, we're talking 20s, okay, with lows in the teens for multiple days. All right. So we're going below freezing for 4 or 5 days as it looks right now. I do want to show you the Euro, though, because there are differences on these models. All right. And I'm going to show you the 12Z from earlier. Look at these numbers on the Euro. All right. It has, here's your Monday, 54. It has 37, 42, 39, which is pretty in line, with the national blend. Thanksgiving, upper 30s. I agree with that. It's got us getting cold this weekend and the next week, but then it has a real Arctic hit of air. And it's kind of unusual to see this on the Euro. GFS is usually really highly variable like that. But for the Euro to be picking up on a shot of truly frigid Arctic air around December 8th and December 9th, that's kind of unusual where, highs single digits, lows near zero. We'll see if that holds. I would imagine that would moderate, but there's some cold air coming our way and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. All right. And that will kickstart that lake effect snow machine, as I talked about. All right. I want to take you through feels like temperatures because that's really the number that matters. All right. Here's tomorrow. Nice and mild, right? Here comes the cold air in here. I'm going to take you to the afternoons mainly. So here's Tuesday afternoon, highs in the 30s, but feeling like the 20s outside. Let's take you to Wednesday afternoon, feeling more like the upper 30s. That's where our air temperature will be, probably around 42 as that Thanksgiving system comes in. This is Thursday for maybe backyard football, if that's your game. We've got low 30s, upper 20s for wind chill values. And then the cold hits. Look at this. By Friday afternoon, feeling like 18. By Saturday afternoon, feeling even colder, feeling like 17. And then overnight into Sunday morning, getting pretty cold around here. Sunday afternoon, feeling like 9 or 10. All right. And again, this is modeling, so this isn't always truth. Feeling like 16 Monday afternoon. And then the Euro, remember, has this cold air, really cold air hitting, feeling like 6 next Tuesday, Wednesday, 10. I mean, you get the idea. All right. And then it has this real cold chunk. Look at this one. This is that one on the 8th and the 9th. It has wind chills, minus 12, minus 20 in spots. I mean, just incredible cold coming our way. All right. So cold, cold, cold. The good old days are coming, Jackie. I see your comment there. She says, bring on the good old days. All right, let's talk snow. I'm not expecting a lot. All right, that's why this is last. We would hit on this first if it were a bigger deal. This is how much snow the Euro's thinking for that Thanksgiving system. And again, we may have just a trace of snow around here as rain starts to mix with wet snowflakes. All right, this is Wednesday night into Thursday, Thanksgiving morning, as you're watching the Macy's parade, whatever you do. I just can't wait for Thanksgiving. It's just such a good holiday. Anyway, I'm thankful for it, needless to say. Not expecting a lot of snow out of that. And then remember, the Euro has all those Clipper systems coming in. So here goes your lake effect machine. Not for us, though. It has Clipper 1 coming through Saturday. Maybe a quick inch. It's got a good 2 to 4 downstate. So that's why we have to keep an eye on the track of that. If the center of that and if it has moisture comes over us, we could have a light accumulating snow around here on Saturday. All right. And then it's got that other Clipper coming through after that. I mean, you get the idea. I'm going to fast forward this all the way through December 10th. Okay. And you can see what the Euro's thinking. Some lighter accumulations for us. Okay. Not bad. We would have some white on the ground, especially with those temperatures. But notice the lake effect that sets up. All right. The Euro has anywhere from 20 to 25 inches, 26 inches of snow as you get up into Michigan with the lake effect snow machine. It's got anywhere from 20 to 40 in areas of Northeast Ohio up towards Buffalo. So lake effect snow is going to be going pretty good, okay, as we go through time. So that's that. And most of the models agree in this. I'll show you the GFS. Very similar scenario here with a general lighter snow over the next 2 weeks here. Lake effect going crazy, all right, out towards South Bend, Fort Wayne even getting into that, and then heavier over towards Northeast Ohio. Show you the last one here, the Canadian model, my favorite sometimes. same idea. All right, lighter amounts here, lake effect snow machine going, but we'll be laying down good snow across the Great Lakes. So that's that. All right, that's all I got for you tonight. Again, hopefully that helps kind of sort out what you're doing and when. In terms of advice, which a lot of people ask for on traveling across the region, I'm not too worried about really anything. We'll have some rain, right, moving in, but in terms of huge impactful weather that you can't drive in, the only thing I'd be kind of concerned with would be Friday's lake effect snow. All right. And as of right now, it looks to be mainly in Berrien County. LaPorte County might get some of that. As of right now, again, this can change, all right, based on a slight shift in the wind 6 days from now, which is what we're forecasting for. But as of right now, I have most of the snow east of us. Okay, so keep that in mind in terms of all of the lake effect snow. All right. Kristen says maybe it will help allergy sufferers if the weeds finally die. Yes, there are positives, Kristen, to the hard freezes around here, especially when we have multiple days of hard freeze, when we go into that winter deep freeze, right? There are some positives with it. And that is one of them. Hopefully the allergies will go down, all right, as the weeds go away. There's a lot of bugs that are still out. We still got mosquitoes flying around. I'm like, how cold does it have to get for these things? But they hide. So I can hopefully get the mosquitoes going as well. I mean, our ground likes snow cover, and it needs to every year go through that freeze and snowpack. That's just a natural thing. And so there are good things that come out of that. All right. Jeff says, awesome. Mark says, how will conditions be for shopping on Black Friday or Small Business Saturday? Mark, it looks cold, and we will have some lake effect snow around. That Small Business Saturday, we'll have to keep an eye on that clipper, the timing of it, because that's going to put down a quick half inch, maybe 2 to 4, depending on the path of it. All right. Right now, the bulk of that's downstate, but clipper systems tend to be highly variable on the models. So we could see that change to Saturday morning and stronger off towards the north. We could see it go away next model run. Clippers are really hard to predict, and they're so fast. They move very fast, and there's usually a lot of them that line up, and that's kind of what we're looking at. All right. Matt, hopefully we answered that question from Northwest Indiana to Middle Illinois on Wednesday night. We're going to have some showers around. It's going to be kind of rainy at that point, okay? But nothing you can't handle, okay? Wind is going to be on the lighter side as well, okay? John says, let it snow. Yep, Sean, we got a couple runners on this page here. So he's doing a turkey trot Thanksgiving morning. We are going to have a little bit of rain around at that point, okay? But that shouldn't slow you down. Doesn't mean it's going to be pouring rain at that point. Let's go to Thanksgiving morning. So here is Thanksgiving morning right here. We'll have some leftover showers, maybe mixing with some wet snowflakes, okay? Not the best, but could be worse. So there's that. Laura says flying out of Midway Friday, December 6th. Think we will be okay. Well, that's still pretty far away, Laura. But, all indication is that we are going to have some kind of snow flying around here, Laura. And it's either going to be of the lake effect Friday or some kind of system coming in. But it looks cold. Hopefully you're going someplace warm. But, Laura, it looks cold, and we'll have lake effect snow at some point. Now, the good news about Midway, obviously, lake effect not an issue unless we have a northeast wind. So I would say, yes, you should be okay, but we'll keep an eye for systems coming in with area-wide snow with that. And they'd be clipper systems, so nothing huge. Yeah, Jeff, I'm not seeing anything significant right now. Jeff, we got to keep close eye on this, though, because lake effect is fickle. We know that, all right? If we've got more of a northwest flow with these versus kind of a west-northwest, which is what the models have with that progressive pattern, if we could switch that wind just a fraction of a degree, we may have some snow in Porter County. All right. Right now, the big question is how much does LaPorte County get out of this? But we'll see. I don't see any huge setups right now to bring a north wind in to bring that band off the lake into Porter County. It would be northwest. So it would be, up towards the Chesterton area, if anything. But things can change in this pattern, and it continues to change. I've seen, the flow of this lake effect has changed over the last 3 days in terms of where it's going. So stay tuned on that, Jeff. I'm not counting you out yet. All right. If we get a little change in some of the models. Let's see. Jeff says same here. Yeah. Tyler says, you see this cold pattern carrying over to January. Tyler, tough to tell. There are some signs that we're going to turn a little bit more mild in the middle half of December as of right now, which is kind of where our forecasting modeling can go. So, in terms of January, who knows? I would imagine, though, this pattern is going to be common this winter. All right, where we're locked into this cold air and it stays for multiple days. So we'll see. Mark asks, time to get rid of the mums? Yes, Mark. You never should have bought mums. Mark knows how I feel about mums. So it's a beautiful flower, but like, oh, there's just so much. Oh, it looks like my camera cam unplugged. That's not true. Just, I don't know. You guys don't need to see me anyway. But mums, my goodness, they don't last long. You spend so much money on this big thing of mums and they're beautiful, but then you get your first frost and freeze and it's like they're gone, and then they look really bad. So yeah, go ahead and get rid of the mums. So there's that. Tammy says, happy Thanksgiving. Wendy, thank you for that. Let's see. Tom says, will the clipper snow on the ground bring our temperatures lower than the models foresee? No, Tom, because that's a great question. But Tom, the models start to take an effect this time of year. They start to take an effect the fact that we should have snow cover. And so where we see models go wrong is this time of year, especially as we get into December, is if we don't have snow on the ground, they usually assume we do. All right. So that being said, we're not in that pattern. We're not going to have to worry about that. So no, the models should have a good handle on that. That's a great question though. Maxwell says, maybe I'll be the opposite this year. Winter will come early. January, February will be warm. Yeah. I mean, we just don't know, Maxwell. We really don't. So for sure. Brian, thank you very much. Just tuned in. Always appreciate your work. I'm supposed to be in Kalamazoo on Saturday driving from Crown Point. Is this a wise idea? Ooh, Brian, that's going to be tough, buddy. You're going to encounter snow. So let's fast forward for you. Here's Saturday morning as you're waking up. Ooh, Brian, here's what I forgot about. We've got that clipper moving in. And so what happens when a clipper system's moving in? It redirects the winds briefly before it redirects them back out of the direction they were, which is typically northwest. So you may thread the needle here as this system moves in with just some snow showers. Again, I'm not sure this is going to hold on the modeling. It looks like a dinosaur. But anyway, and watch how once that goes through, this is Saturday night and a Sunday, that's where your lake effect kicks up. So Brian, if you are coming back on Sunday, that's where you're going to encounter your problems, okay, with lake effect. But as of right now, it looks like you might get a break on Saturday as that clipper system comes in. Dot, that's awesome. You still have a rose. That's funny. After church today, we were driving by. We're just driving home, and we noticed one of the houses, they still have several roses outside. And my wife commented that she saw a rose at someone else's house. So that's really funny that you see that. Ethan asks, are we concerned about Thanksgiving storm? Ethan, not on here. This is for Northwest Indiana. You're going to have to watch tomorrow morning, okay? I am not, though, Ethan. The lake effect behind it looks to be a lot bigger, for sure. Yeah, Maxwell, I'm glad you brought this up. I was looking at this on Friday because, it's that time of year. Yeah, so Maxwell brings up a good point. Every year we have this debate on here, but he says the earliest sunsets are later next week. He's absolutely right, all right? I know that sounds weird, but our earliest sunsets of the year are later next week, and then the sunsets will start to get later, all right? It doesn't mean our shortest day is then, but our sunsets, all right? Just focusing on our sunsets. We'll start to get later and later sunsets as we go through the first day of winter, like before the first day of winter. The sunrises continue to get later in the morning through late December into early January. I know that doesn't make sense. It has to do with the Earth's curvature and the fact that it's not a perfect circle and our rotation's not a perfect circle around the sun. It screws up our sunsets and sunrises, so they don't immediately start changing on that first day of winter. But anyway, that's too much for you guys, but there's that. DK, you're absolutely welcome. That's awesome. That melts my heart that your family just appreciates region weather and what we do. That's just awesome. Thank you, DK. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Brian, you're welcome. Susan, have a great Thanksgiving. So Mary brings up a good question. Will you go live Wednesday and give an update? So Mary, we have a lot going on this week, and we are not going to be able to, or I'm not going to be able to go live on Wednesday. All right. And next Sunday is even going to be a stretch at this point. I'll still be able to do graphical updates as we go throughout the week. So I'll definitely have something for you then that would have any information you need on how the system goes. But in terms of live broadcasts, we may not get back together till the following Wednesday. I'm hoping for Sunday this week. All right. Because we will be doing a little traveling. So there's that. Okay. All right. Ann, no problem. I'm late to the party, says Ann. Can you please recap child driving from Indianapolis on Thursday, leaving Sunday? All good. Thanks so much. You're welcome. And in terms of a recap, we've got a weak system coming through tomorrow, some light showers. I'll fast forward to Thursday, though. System's going to be getting going in our area on Thursday. So we're going to have rain around here Wednesday night. Here's Thursday. we'll have some wet snow mixed in spots. All right. So we could get a coating in spots of wet snow on Thursday. And you said, child driving from Indy on Thursday and going back Sunday. So leaving Thursday, said child would encounter some showers, maybe mixing with snow showers. I don't see it being too impactful. All right. Traffic is going to be okay on Thursday as well because it's Thanksgiving. We always found when we lived in Georgia, that was one of the best times to travel. We would leave Thanksgiving morning. It was like no one was there. It was great. So some rain for child coming home. And then Sunday, we'll have colder air around. So here's your Sunday. Doesn't look to be too big of an issue depending on when this clipper passes. It will be cold, and that wind will save on gas mileage as it pushes child back to Indianapolis. Okay. So there's that. Let's see. Oh, Ethan, good question. What was your most memorable winter storm? Superstorm of 93. My goodness, that dates myself. Yeah. So we were in Eastern Ohio, where I was born and raised, and we had the superstorm in 93. I remember watching Cantori was on it. This storm was producing tornadoes in Florida, and it came north. We didn't get a whole lot of snow out of it. I think we ended up with a foot, but some of it was lake effect behind that. But I just remember, Ethan, gathering wood with my dad at the wood pile in advance of this storm. And I really wasn't huge on weather yet. I mean, I loved weather. I was obsessed with it, but I didn't understand it that well yet. And I mean, I was 10 at the time, not to date myself again, but it was fun. I knew something was coming, and it was fun to see it kind of go through. So yeah, good question. All right. Let's see. Oh, everyone's talking about the Gallup truck, the semi-truck fire, and the smoke in the air and all that, and the explosion. Oof. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. I don't do a lot of news to be. Oh, Kathy's talking about it here. 2 a.m. sky was orange. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, Kathy, I don't, and everybody, I don't do a lot of news. Again, I stick to weather. I tend to stick away from the news. So it just, I can't keep up with it all. Raise kids and deal with the weather. That's it. So that's all I can offer. But interesting. Thank you for that. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go. It's bedtime for me. Bedtime for you guys too. You should get early sleep so you can pack in that food on Thanksgiving Day. But anyway, yeah, I know you can't see me, but I am waving to you guys. I appreciate you. If we talk about what we're thankful for, I'm so thankful for this Region Weather community. The fact that you guys are starting to know each other over the years, and that we can talk weather and help each other out, and especially during big events. It's just awesome. And I appreciate all the support. I really, really do. I just want you to know I'm humbled by it every single day. So thank you very much for that. Again, we'll have updates all week long. We're on the radio side of things, X-Rock 103.9, Indiana 105.5, Z107.1. Also, we have regionweather.com. We have daily updates on there. A lot of you signed up for that already, but you can sign up and subscribe to emails. It's one a day right in your inbox, usually in the morning. I type it up by hand. I'll make a little picture manually, and I'll send it your way. And it's a local forecast, not from a computer. All right. So regionweather.com, you can sign up on the right-hand side of the screen. Okay. You guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving week, and buckle up, stay warm, do the things now that, if you have a furnace that needs checked out, or, if you have a wood burning fireplace and you need more wood, I mean, these are things you can be doing this week because we've got some cold air coming, obviously next weekend, and it's going to stick around. Okay. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Happy Thanksgiving.